Why, thank you, AJ. This is an absolutely beautiful club. Hey, golf people, this is a chipper. I know, it doesn't look like a chipper. In fact, it even says P for pitching wedge there on the back. However, this actually is a chipper. I'm going to show you how it was built by AJ at Mobile Club Maker Golf, another YouTube channel you should absolutely subscribe to. Along with this one, hit subscribe right now. Now, the genius thing AJ did here is he built a club that doesn't look like the PING ChipR, but acts just like the chipper. It's going to give you that same forgiveness around the green. It's going to help you get up and down. You can take more of a natural stroke with this club, and it's going to be super, super forgiving to help you get up and down a little bit easier. I'm going to explain how this thing works real quick for you, and then we're going to test it out here. And then we're actually put it up against my 58 and 54 degree wedges to see which one comes out on top. So here's how AJ did it. He's got a 35-inch, very stiff shaft here. It's a wedge shaft. It's actually a Project X shaft, although it doesn't have to be Project X. It can be really any super stiff shaft, just like a putter would have. In terms of the head, he used a Maltby head, and the reason he used that is because he put extra tungsten weight he screwed down in here. It says 14 on there, so I'm assuming that's 14 grams. But that's going to give you a nice center of gravity down at the ground. He put a tip weight at the tip of this club to again get all the weight moving down so that you can make more of a putting stroke, putting motion with this club. I'm not sure if he actually bent it, but it seems like he might have, because with something like this, you want to be a little bit more upright. But again, having a smaller shaft will also do that. And the last thing he did is he added a medium-sized grip here just to give it more of a putter-like feel. Now, the total price to build a club like this is $109. That's considerably less, 40% less even, than the PING ChipR price at $179. I guess if I was gonna make a change, the only thing I would do differently is probably put a little bit of a thicker grip even than the medium-sized grip, put a larger, an extra large grip on this thing, and really make it feel like a putter. Let's take it out now and hit a few shots and see how it performs. Now, in terms of how do you hit a club like this, when I normally take a chip shot, I put the ball back in my stance, I kind of press my weight forward, and I hit down on the ball to give it a little bit of lift. With this chipper, I'm gonna take more of my putting stance. I'm gonna put the ball right in the middle of my feet. I'm gonna take a putting stroke just like I would normally do, and I just might hit it a little harder or a little shorter. What's nice about a chipper is that it uncomplicates the chipping motion or the golf swing itself. It's a very simple, easy motion if you know how to putt. If you can play a mini golf course, you can use a chipper. So let's see how we do here with a 20-yard little shot. Well, guys, I think it was pretty apparent there. I got better with every single shot, and none of those, except maybe the first one, was really an unmakeable putt. This one here, I'm probably 95% on. This is the only one I'd probably have like a 50-50 chance. We've got about 7 feet there. That was the first shot with the chipper, and I hit it just a little bit thin, but you can see it was pretty forgiving. Even to be thin, I've still got a somewhat decent chance at getting up and down there. And I think that's what these clubs are all about. They're all about it making it a little bit easier, uncomplicating the swing and the mechanics of getting the ball to the hole. The next test here is going to be a shot that a lot of amateurs dump. It's a short little chip shot. You've got to carry it, but you also don't have a lot of landing room between here and the green, so sometimes it gets dumped. Sometimes you hit it thin and fly it out. So let's see how this chipper does with a little touchy shot. I would normally hit my 58-degree wedge. That's what we'll test here. So I can get in the rhythm with a club, I'm gonna hit 3 shots with the 58, and then we're gonna switch to the chipper. So again, very touchy shot. I've got to pick it cleanly, and I've got to get the right landing point so that it rolls out. That was a good shot. In fact, that was almost in. That's a lot of practice to do that. Let's see if it's repeatable though. Another pretty good one. And our third one here with the 58. All sort of different trajectories, but they all got the job done. Like I said, lots of practice to do that sort of thing. Let's see if it's a little easier with the chipper. So again, I'm going to take more of a putting stroke. It's going to be low, so I might even land it before the green here. And that one I kind of thinned, honestly, but still not a terrible result for thinning the shot. Let's see if we can make better contact this time. Again, a little bit better, a little bit more rollout, but again, that's pretty stone dead there. One more with the chipper. That was good contact, but I actually hit it a little too hard. All right, so certainly I didn't chunk any with either club. And the chipper, honestly, I'd say the results there were better with the 58. But what I'd say is that chipper's probably gonna get you on the green a little easier, and it's certainly not gonna be as penalizing on poor shots, and it's even gonna help you a little bit on some of those shots as well. All right, so let's talk about times that you'd want to use a club like this. The best time to use a club like this, I think, is when you are obviously off the green, when you've got a very tight lie. This actually comes in extremely handy. When you don't need to go over a bunker or an obstacle like that, you don't need to carry anything. That's when this chipper works really well, because this shot is going to be kind of a low runner. The type of golf this works great for is links golf. I'm actually traveling to Ireland. Probably by the time you see this video, I'll be in Ireland, and I may just have this chipper with me if AJ lets me bring it, because it really would be the perfect club where you got to keep the ball low and traveling on the ground, keep it out of that gusting wind. Now let's talk about when a chipper doesn't work so well. What I've found that this chipper doesn't work so well in my testing with it is in these deep, rough, buried lies. It's hard for this club to slide under because it doesn't want to dig down, and it really wants to give you that bounce. What I'm gonna do is test it here on a touchy little downhill chip. I'm gonna put the ball kind of buried, and we'll see how this thing performs. All right, so you probably don't even see that ball because it's way down there deep. What I'm gonna do is still try to take that little putter chip. Again, touchy little shot because it's downhill as well, so see how it does though. So it got out of there, but it really did scoot out. Now that's not a horrible shot, but certainly not a fantastic shot either. Again, buried lie. I'm gonna get even closer here. Take my putter shot. That was a pretty good one, actually. That I will take. Let's do it again. And that one did pretty well also. So I gotta say, I'm actually a little bit shocked there. I didn't think we'd have such good results out of this thick stuff. But what I will say is this grass is, even though it's really thick, it's kind of soft. And so I was able to move the face of this club through that. That one grabbed a little bit. And that's what I was saying. A lot of times it will do that in the rough. So if you're in thicker grasses, fescue grasses, may not be the best play, but still, even any of those results, I would take all of those. So here's my final thoughts on these clubs, guys. I think a chipper can be a very valuable club for an amateur, and something like this even better because it doesn't actually look like a chipper, and it's not going to give you the criticism, the ire from your golf buddies. It's also not going to mess with your own ego, which is really important in golf. You've got to be confident standing over a shot, and something like this is going to give you more confidence without taking that confidence away because you're playing a gimmicky club. Now, is this always going to be the best play when you're around the green? Not always. Again, you're going to see times when it shines and sometimes where it does a decent job, but maybe not the best job. But I will say, a bad putt is usually better than a bad chip. Same thing goes with this chipper. I think all in all, you're probably going to get really good results around the greens with this club. Let me know down below though if you would game it. If you're interested in reaching out to AJ to have him build you one of these things, I will leave his information down in the description, and go ahead and support his channel by hitting subscribe as well. Guys, hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you back here very soon on another edition of Let's Play Through.